Hello, my cozy friends. So I'm actually out on a walk with Roxanne, and I've been trying to figure out what to do for my next project for you guys. And I was fortunate enough that I was thinking, oh, I could do something patchwork. But then my mother-in-law gave me these pair of overalls she had that she didn't want. And I was like, these are so cute, I can make overalls. And then I had the smartest moment ever, because I have an unhealthy obsession with gummy bears to the point when I was a toddler, I would hide them in my car seat. But I have gummy bear fabric and I've been wanting to do reverse embroidery. So we're gonna make gummy bear reverse embroidered bibs. So me and Roxanne are gonna head home to get those started, and I will see you at my cutting table. Those overalls, and they might look a little tight, but I am going to be turning these into shorts. So I do actually have on a pair of shorts that I wear all the time under here that I love the length on. And if you can kind of see, I did two little marks on the pants. What I did was I took a marker and I felt where my shorts were, and I kind of just like rough drew a line. I'm going to do a straight cut when I go downstairs and actually cut them, but I just have those shorts on. And then I do have the straps adjusted to where I will wear them, just so when I do the reverse embroidery, I know where it is going to hit and sit on my body. So that is all I did. So I'm going to go downstairs. So we are at my cutting table, and I have lined them up seam to seam, but I don't like using a rotary cutter on jeans. So I'm just going to roughly... So we are at my cutting table, and I don't like using rotary cutters on jeans. So I'm actually going to just go roughly about an inch under where I put that first seam for that mark. And I am going to take a friction pen, and I am going to draw a straight-ish line. And I probably could have used a marker, but my friction pen is what I have down here. So I am going to cut that straight line with my scissors. Into shorts. And so I am going to go ahead and just do a simple roll seam where I am going to roll this so I can't see it. Go ahead and pin it, and then I'm going to stitch it as close to that bottom seam as possible while trimming all of this off. So I'm going to go ahead and get that prepped and worked on, and we will be back. I went ahead and did just a simple hem, just a simple roll hem, quick, easy, fast, just something simple. I like the length. Could have went a little shorter, but I think they're okay. I still think they look very basic, they don't have personality, you can tell I am a farmer's daughter in these. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how we make those gummy bear patches. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the reverse embroidery, and we are going to put it all together and have the cutest pair of gummy bear shorts. Right, Sneakers? All right, cool. So I'm going to show you how we can make that template with our Cricut if we wanted. I'm not going to cut it out, but I will show you how to do it. So we'll just go to that free shapes. Again, just that little plus mark, and then shapes, select that circle, and you are going to make it as big as your embroidery hoop. So you can do that one of two ways. You can do it until you get the measurements in this little green box, or if you double tap, come down here to operations. This way you can do basic waiver performance, or if you want to change how your machine will do it, if you want to have your machine draw it out on the circle and then you cut out the gummy bear separately, or not cut it out, draw it and so you can see it on that paper. You could change it to pen, but I'm going to do a video on a more in-depth Cricut tutorial. So that is just that operations, but you can, go here, positions, you'll hit the position button and then it'll give you the exact measurements. So for example, I'm going to use my 11-inch embroidery hoop. So that will make that circle exactly 11 inches. And so there are two ways you could do this next step, and I'm actually going to change the color on these so they're easier to tell this difference. We'll go with orange. So here is that gummy bear I want to use. I'm going to shrink it down. And you see how the circle is over the gummy bear? What we're going to do is we are going to hit the position button, and we're going to hit arrange, and we're going to bring that gummy bear to the front, just like that. So my next step is going to be, I am going to fit my gummy bear into this circle as close as I can. And there is going to be that gummy bear. So there are two things we could do now. Option one would be just to take the circle and delete it from our page completely. So we just have the gummy bear, and then we would just move him to the corner, cut him out on paper. Or if you would prefer, gotta bring my circle back, we can layer the gummy bear on that circle. And then we are going to do that. I'm not sure what you would call, but you don't want to hit the attach button. You're actually going to go to combine down in the corner, and you can do subtract, which will make, oops. Do that one more time. I don't think it quite registered. I'm going to hit that slice button, and you'll have to move these two layers out, and you can delete them. And that would give you that template if you wanted to possibly like laminate it after you cut it, and then you can trace the gummy bear onto that fabric. But my next step, I'm going to show you how I did it by hand. So now that we've seen how to make our template with a Cricut, I'm going to show you how I did one of them as well. All I did was I traced, this is a smaller hoop for the pocket. I traced the hoop, and then I traced the shape of the gummy bear I chose for the file from my Cricut onto just a piece of paper. And then I went ahead and I cut it out, and I took a marker and drew it on my pre-looped embroidery hoop. So we have the fabric pulled taut underneath with the gummy bears, and then it is looped on that fabric. And so we're gonna start doing just a super simple basic embroidery stitch. Always start from the bottom, make sure your fabric is nice and taut, and then kind of just, I use my fingers sometimes just to kind of feel where that tip of that needle is at an angle, and then roughly stitch up, pull through, and then I'm gonna go ahead and just follow my seams, follow my template, and be back to show you how we are actually going to cut away to have that reversed look. So I have everything embroidered out. I did take the hoop off, but that's all I did off camera. So this next part is kind of going to be like the most tricky part to show and to explain. So what I just like to do is I'll pull the two fabrics apart, so there's no gummy bear fabric here, and then I just give it the smallest little trim, like that, so I can see what I'm doing. And then I just cut around. And I will end up just like tearing very slowly, sometimes with like a more jean material, just because it gives me a little more room to work with the scissors to cut. And then I'm just gonna cut as close to as I can right now with these scissors around the whole gummy bear, and then I will clean it up, come back, and show you the completed fit. Here is the completed look. I ended up not doing the big patch on the back, as I still wanted these to look kind of grown up-ish, but still cute, summer fun. So I did do that scrappy patch of the heart and the gummy bear, and then one heart on the back pocket, and I did pair it how I would actually wear it. I would wear it with my natural curly hair, and then just a tie-dyed sweater underneath, and of course, the purple chucks, as that is the only shoe I have worn since I was 13. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial of the scrappy embroidered, reverse embroidered gummy bear overalls upcycle with Kendra. She doesn't know what she's doing. Thank you for watching, and gummy bears are the best candy, and no one can fight me on it. Okay, bye.